Welcome to Inquiry Theory. I'm Micah.
And I'm Ethan.
And we are going to talk about some stuff today relating to news.
Yay.
Share some thoughts and opinions and add in our very first special segment that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Been sitting on some footage that we've been meaning to use. So stay tuned. We'll use it later in the episode.
Yeah.
I'm excited not to spoil what it is. So.
We're going to keep you guys in suspense.
Yeah, because I know everyone cares so much.
It's very groundbreaking, never been done before.
Yep, never been done before.
You're going to see
by
it.
us, yours truly.
Yeah.
We had fun. It was fun. We'll do it again. It's probably going to be a staple moving forward, but probably not going to fall back on too much. Anyway, enough of that. Ethan, let's start off with chill. What are we drinking today? What do you got there?
I just got some Four Roses.
Four Roses, classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
You can't go wrong, really.
Nope. I have some Glenlivet Scotch.
No, you don't. You have Dewar's.
Dewar's. That's right.
Yeah,
the Glenlivet is too above my price. The bottle's almost empty, so if I finish it, I'm gonna have to replace it, and I don't want to do that.
You looked at the top shelf, and then you went a little lower. So.
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, I'm feeling spicy. Let's do some Glenlivet. Ethan's like, there's enough for one left. Nope. Let's drop it down. Let's do some Dewar's.
Yeah. So for everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, here in the Family Fun Center where we record our episodes, we have a rule where if you empty a bottle of liquor, you are responsible for replacing it. So, we didn't want to replace the Glenlivet, so we went for something a little cheaper.
Nope. Anyway, so yeah. All right, the news. I'm trying to remember if we actually kept the episode on the media. I can't remember. Or if we purged it in our...
Oh, I have no idea. I could look.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
If we did, it's out there. Go take a look at it. You'll see our thoughts.
I think we might have deleted that one.
Yeah, you'll see our thoughts on the news, news cycles, mainstream media, stuff like that. But my opinion's changed. I think mine has changed somewhat.
Mine's changed a little bit too.
Yeah. So, I mean, recap on the episode that may or may not be there. Basically, summary, spark notes, if you're old enough to remember what those are. We hate mainstream media, legacy media. That's what it was. It's pretty much it. They suck.
Yep.
They suck. That's the same. But my opinion now is social media sucks.
Yep. If it's just as bad,
yeah.
if not worse.
Yeah. So
honestly,
they're two sides to the same coin. It's just which one do you want to deal with? Real quick, let me backtrack. I think everyone should be, if you are looking at news, you should do the due diligence of searching multiple sources. That's what we do. We hear a story. For example, for me, I see my news through social media most of the time, kind of what's trending, what's going on, what has Trump done to piss people off now, and what is the actual story, because it's whenever they're pissed about something, it's never the full story. So I do a bit digging there. Or what is Trump mad about that some Democrat politician said to him? So anyway, that's kind of where I get my news. And what I do then is I then go to Ground News and look up multiple different articles to find different sides to the story to kind of educate myself on what's going on. I don't just take what I read. I don't just take headlines, because that's even worse. And I don't just take tweets that people say. I like to kind of get a full picture of what's going on. And I think that's what everyone should do. I think you should, no matter if you get your news from the legacy media, the social media, your uncle that has a newspaper stand. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm sure maybe there's someone with an uncle in a newspaper stand that has a little boy in that hat, like 10 coppa, whatever, 10 pence. I'm thinking like that. If that's where you get your news from, probably pretty dated. Shocking news, Titanic sunk. That's probably the era of when that was. So no matter where you get your news, you should be checking multiple sources, is kind of my opinion on it. And last time I wasn't so critical on social media, but this time I'm just as critical on social media as I am on legacy media now. I'd say after about a year and a half from that episode, I'm pretty critical on social media now. It's really opened my eyes a lot of this.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I agree with most of that. Social media is definitely bad. I don't know if that's necessarily social media's fault per se, but I think it's just the algorithm.
Yeah.
It's just the way that it's designed. And I think as long as people are aware of that, they're going to know that, they're not going to be getting both sides of the coin when they're looking at like news content or any content really, you know what I mean? So I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. But
yeah, when it comes to algorithms, I think algorithms' purpose is to drive clicks and views, which is the modern day equivalent of the mainstream media or legacy
for sure,
media.
it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's
really.
just new tech. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's same thing, different way of dispersing the
so
content.
As long as you're aware of that, and when I'm looking at the news, I'm very conscious of like who's benefiting from me knowing this information.
Mhm.
Like, you know,
the reason I like social media a little bit better than mainstream media is, unless I'm wrong, I feel like it's a little harder to influence it. Like I think it's a little bit more of people's actual opinions, you know, and rather than the legacy media, who's obviously just bought and paid for by whoever's paying for the advertisements. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think like social media might be a little bit more authentic in that sense. But you're still seeing it's still echo chambers.
A little pushback of that data set that was like some large percentage were bots on Twitter.
That's true too.
Yeah,
that's true too. See, I don't get on Twitter that much. I should probably. No, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
X is where I go, and I like to have fun on X by
replying
what did
you just say? Bots were on what?
X, Twitter, X, same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm trying not to dead name, so
yeah.
Don't dead name people. That's bad.
Yeah, they really need to do something about the bots.
Yeah, so bots to me, like you said, I think it's the same issue, just what package is it wrapped up in. You know, you've got the pharmaceutical companies that are controlling basically everything on the nightly news. For God's sake, I mean, do we really need to go back to Stephen Colbert and the dancing vaccines? That was like, my God,
I never saw that,
dude. That was so blatantly propaganda. Like, oh my God.
Oh, there's a lot of instances of that where you're just like, really?
God. Like, and maybe it wasn't Steve. See, maybe it was someone else. Maybe it wasn't Stephen Colbert's show, but one of them. To me, they're all the same. It's all the same night show, whatever. The written script and the people are applause sign. Like, I don't like any of them. To me, they're not that funny. And if you're telling me news, I don't want tell me the news. Don't try to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
I'm weird when it comes to that. I don't like those nightly news cycle things. But I know a lot of people do. Well, less than
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
There's a few people that like that guy on Fox, the guy with the gray hair. I forget what his name is, but
they all have gray hair. Aren't they all old?
Most of them probably. This one specific. He's got his own show. What's it? Gutfeld or
Seinfeld?
No. Oh. That's what I thought too when I first saw it. But no, I think it's Gutfeld is his show. But I mean, he's like a satirical kind of. But he tells the news, but he makes fun of people.
There's a way to do it that's funny. I don't like the current legacy media format of it.
Right. And if you're watching that to get the news, it's probably the wrong way to get it. You know, unless if you're watching it to make fun of the opposite political party, then you're doing the right thing. But
yeah, then where are you really getting the news? Or you just
right? And are you really utilizing your time well? But exactly, it's all propaganda for sure. Both sides.
So,
legacy media is trash.
Yeah, legacy media is that's one of my biggest complaints. Now, legacy media.
I will say, recently I've been watching. So I have Samsung TVs, and they come with like a free Samsung TV, and it's got like various channels, and Fox Live is one of them, and it's not like the actual Fox News channel, or the Fox channel itself is literally just straight news content. And so I have that on the background sometimes because when I turn on my TV, like it's just on. And what I like about it is there's no actual like news anchors that are commenting on anything. It's literally I would look into it.
I like that.
Yeah, because I've been watching that the past week, and what their show, like the government shutdowns, a big thing right now. And they'll show.
Is it still shut down? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's been 23 days. The longest shutdown, longest consistent shutdown in history. I think there was one for 35 days, but they reopened for a day or two or something. But anyways, with this Fox Live, it's it's literally just them showing like either like the president giving a speech, like the the press secretary, whatever her name is, like it shows that. And recently it's been showing the Speaker of the House, his comments on the government shutdown, and will also show whatever the Democratic leaders, what's his name? The
Oh,
Schumer,
yeah.
not Schumer, the other guy. Schumer's nowhere to be found right now, but there's
I'm blanking. I know what you mean.
Yeah, he's like tall, skinny, tall, black guy. Damn it.
Cory Booker?
No, damn it, Schumerian. I don't remember, but anyway, but they show his like what he's saying as well. So it goes.
And they don't have any commentary.
No,
on it.
no commentary.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's news. That's news
Yeah.
right there because that's showing you what the news is without telling you what the news is.
But that's just it's like Fox Live, and so it's pretty cool. And they'll show like now. Obviously, they still get to pick what they want to show.
Yeah,
but what I've noticed is they are showing some of the Democratic people, and they're not commenting on it. I can't tell if they're censoring it at all, but obviously there's probably more that they could be showing from that side. But
it's a step in the right direction.
It is, yeah. So that was kind of cool to see. But
I much prefer that to them going, hey, here's a 30-second news clip, and let me talk for about 10 minutes on what that means. I don't care what you think it means. Tell me what the news is without your speculation. I don't hear anything I don't hear a word out of your mouth.
Yeah, but
show me what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's probably still just as much propaganda as anything else. So
I'd say it's in my opinion, it's slightly better.
Slightly better, very slightly.
You don't have that voice.
It's a very small tilt in the right direction.
Yeah,
but
and yeah, so we've been ragging a lot on legacy media, social media. I think we touched on a bit. Is like it's you got to worry is like bots, stories, sharing stories and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. What I do like about X is community notes. I do like community notes because if you have shared something or looked at something or interacted with something and then it gets community noted, which community notes is pretty self-explanatory. Some members of the X community are able to ping and put notes on things and include sources, which then is voted on by other members in the community notes. And if it's deemed helpful, it is added. And then what people do is if you've interacted or look at the post, you'll be able to see the whatever note or context is added below it. So I think that's a really good one because that kind of allows the community to kind of self-regulate. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been ruined yet. I can see how it might get ruined, but as of right now, it's not that bad.
I would think right now X is probably the best place to get, easiest place to kind of dive in on factual information. The unfortunate thing I feel like is that it takes time, a lot of time. You'd have to kind of research yourself and dig into. You have to read all the community notes. You have to go to somebody's opposing view and read what they're saying. And then you still have to think critically. I would love there to be some news content that's just you can trust and kind of like ground news. But ground news, even you still have to kind of discern.
Well, so in terms of social media, I would say X is great for getting initial opinions. I think X is really good to find a news story. And then I think, because for me, what I do is I find the news story on X, and then I go off X to find more information.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if there's a community note, I'm mindful of that community note. So,
gotcha. Okay.
I'll take headlines I see on X, something's happened, XYZ happened, and I'll go into ground news, plug it in, see what I can find. And so that's kind of what I do. And so I wouldn't use X as the end all be all, but I would use it as a springboard to start. And I use ground news to finish and find and come to conclusions. Because really all ground news is doing is it does have a really, really nice feature where it, gives you kind of brief summaries of the articles, but it allows you to find the articles a lot easier. So I like that. So yeah, I don't know. Social media's got issues, stuff like that. They all do. A year ago, if you asked me, I'd be like, yeah, social media, that's the way you get your news. That's the best way to do it. And now I'm like, they all suck. Pretty nihilistic opinion. Now it's they all suck. They're all horrible.
No, we've been saying it from the beginning. That's why we started this podcast. You really have to really think about everything that you see and read, and you really have to do your own research to be able to know for sure that what you're seeing is true. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and I would say
it's unfortunate, but
yeah, it sucks. Sucks you can't just turn on the news and they tell you what's going on,
and you don't have to worry about it. But.
Yeah, but I'd also say that I think we're in an era where it's people can. There's a study that can support anything. There's so many paid for studies that show contradictory statements, and it's just I don't approve of this way's methodology of this study, and on and on and on. And it's difficult because then it's even more work for you to have to try and then, now I got to look at the study and I got to determine, do I agree with this methodology? Do I not agree with it? And what conclusion do they come to? Because there's so many bogus studies out there that they, post, and then it gets taken and runs with. This is both sides. This isn't particular to any one side. This
No,
is,
not at all.
both sides will take any one that comes up with some study that proves their point, and then they'll take it and run with it. And then other people will be like, well, we actually don't agree with that methodology. We have this other study. And then they're like, well, I don't agree with that aspect. So it's like, it's basically, it's so funny because it's adding complexity to the problem of trying to figure out what's real and what's not.
Yeah,
It's like this added level. It's like,
yeah.
because back in the day, you just be like, I've got the research. And now it's like, I have research. Well, I don't like your research. I've got research.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying.
I feel like your research is flawed because of this. So this is what I did. My answer is different. Yeah, for sure.
Which honestly, I think is why the skill of, I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. I'm blanking. But basically, they being able to defend your reasoning is very good to have.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think you need to be able to work through your rationale and explain it. Then you can feel more confident in your opinions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your conclusions of seeing the news.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with statistics. If you think about it, like they'll pull like a certain blip of a statistic and be like, you see this?
Small little frame, and then you zoom out and it's like the one dip on the...
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
Cool,
It's the same as that concept.
Yeah. So, anywho, so I think I'll play the clips here. So what we did is we had a fun day. We went out to Nashville, and we asked people where they got their news. So we asked people a couple questions. We compiled their answers into hopefully a decently well edited montage. So I think we'll go ahead and play that now. So we're here in downtown Nashville. We're talking to some people, getting their answers on some stuff. So where do you get your news from?
I actually do not read any news sources.
Okay.
I feel like my mom tells me all the news that I need.
All right. Your mom. All right. That's an answer.
Mainly TikTok and X.
TikTok and X. Okay. Social media. Gotcha.
Yes.
Social media, TikTok. Yeah.
Social media, TikTok.
We're from Canada, and so a number of sources: newspaper, television, radio, and the old computer or cell phone. I mean,
I'd say social media. Social media probably like the number one powerful podcast, and
Typically NPR is my main one.
Usually just like Instagram. I don't have TikTok or anything, and I don't really watch the news like on TV, so Instagram.
Doom scrolling on TikTok?
Second question is, when you see something that you're interested in, I guess, do you further research that? And if you do, where do you go?
Absolutely, and I keep doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling for more. All right, I love it.
If I do any research, it's probably asking them if they saw it too, or any of my friends around me or at work. A lot of my coworkers are older than me, so I like to ask them.
They're supposed to be wise, right?
Yeah, and they watch the news. I don't. So I don't know. I ask them.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I fact check sometimes. I feel like if you see something like The Guardian or any like reliable news sources saying the same thing as TikTok, then I'm normally like, okay.
Oh, here, let's step this way. We're going to get run over. Okay, so Guardian, and if you see it in multiple sources, that's what you go with.
Anything.
Okay.
Yeah. If anything interests me or intrigues me, then I always just start looking up like different web sources and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like Daily Mail on TikTok always says some like short little caption with never any information. So then I always have to go and find it out for myself. So
try to tune in to the television at news time in the morning and at supper time, and throughout the day we'll
Okay, so multiple sources, it sounds like. Awesome.
the web, just whatever you thinking, just go to a web or maybe an AI or something like that. But sometimes all the information that you Google don't always or look up for always not always correct.
Yeah.
So you gotta do your own research. So can't believe everything you see.
Yeah, I'll look at obviously I look at NPR, right? But I'll look at Flipboard and whatnot, all the amalgamation of different sources.
Okay.
So I'll look at CNN, sometimes Fox, whatever's available.
Sometimes I'll like Google stuff if it's interesting and I can't find it on Instagram, but just wherever I can find it,
Oh, yeah.
So do you think there's anything that those sources, like, so for example, if you're going to TikTok, is there anything they can do to kind of improve their news distribution or anything to make it more like reliable?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of sources definitely like rage bait people and consumers to click on things. And then like once you get to reading it, you're like, okay, this actually wasn't about this at all. So you're like, okay. So I think the rage bait needs to stop.
Rage bait needs to stop. So like algorithms and stuff like that. Okay.
Good. Yeah. Like she said, like the algorithm, I feel like I think of my parents, and it's like they kind of only seem to see the same kind of news and are always sending it to me. It's like, well, of course, that's what you see because that's like what you interact with.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same for all of us, but I feel like you only see like, I guess, whatever side of the spectrum you stand on is what you tend to see.
Echo chambers, so to say. Gotcha.
I would say like kind of the same, but like everything's so clickbaity is like the Daily Mail that I was talking to you about. It's just like I just like provide more information on like the comments or like on your caption or something like that.
Okay.
So then I can be lazy and not have to go to different sources.
Gotcha. So they need some sort of system to kind of do the fact checking or something more reliable.
Well, especially with, I use Facebook as an example. Sometimes it's hard to believe what you're reading. So having confidence in the accuracy of the reporting is important. And then sometimes it gets a little doubtful if it's correct information or not. I guess that'd be my biggest concern.
Really got to go to certain cultures and places versus just hearing, like, 'cause a lot of people get information off social media, but they never been to this city or state or stuff like that. So they got the wrong information. You got to actually go visit these places, travel, or to get the better view of what you're trying to see.
Well, I'd say no. I mean, they're a radio station. They got the app. They got the website, right? They're pretty out there.
I mean, there's a lot of like misinformation about a lot of stuff on there, and that's kind of like inevitable. But I feel like they could do a little bit better at censoring certain things, because like there's a lot of liars out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep the ads away from me.
Keep the ads away. All right. Love it.
All right, Ethan. That was fun. I had fun doing that. That was an interesting time. We met some characters.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, we got kind of shut down a few times, and we got some good answers a few times, and we got some kind of whatever answers a few times. But yeah,
I don't know if I'll put the whatever answer in there. That I know which one you're talking about. That one was on and on and on and on and on and on. And then once they asked us one question and realized, oh, these guys are kind of legit, they completely changed everything they said. And I'm like, I don't even want to put this in because this is like, they were trying to troll us. One guy was plastered. I think he was either drunk or on something. And they were funny. They were nice guys. It's just, I think they were just trolling us. And then once they kind of like understood the concept, they kind of like felt bad about trolling and then tried to offer real answers.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'll include it, to be honest.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I don't know how to make it flow. I'll figure it out post.
Yeah, why not?
Future me, figure that out.
But you just save that for the last one or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll just throw it in a clip at the end.
Yeah, even throw that at the very. Don't even include it in like the reel like that. Just include it at the very.
And then this.
Yeah,
just whatever.
And here's the
whatever the hell that was.
Here are the funny guys or whatever.
Yeah, no, they were nice enough guys.
No, they were nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's something we also wanted to do is we kind of want to share. Well, moving forward, we're probably going to go to the street more to get what people think.
Yeah, well, that's just one for us to kind of know what other people are thinking, so we're not stuck in our own echo chamber just talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, like for anybody who's listening to us as well, you know what I mean? Like it's helpful for everybody to hear what everybody says or thinks. So
because that's something we fall into is like echo chambers, whether it's news related, friend circle, like whatever it is, you fall into an echo chamber, and it's good for you to step out and kind of see what other people think. And so I think moving forward for some episodes, we'll do kind of on the ground street interview stuff. And our goal is just kind of like see what the general not consensus, because we're not going to come to any conclusions, but see what people think.
Yeah.
Just get their opinions. And
we're not. Yeah, we don't. So as y'all saw, we didn't offer any sort of information or opinions. We just asked questions to get their answers. So it's really it's just getting what people actually think about certain topics. So yeah. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And as for our answers to everything, I think we did a pretty good job explaining it in the first bit of this video. I mean, I think we thought about asking each other questions, but I think it's just going to be cheesy at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
You kind of got a gist of what we thought from rambling earlier. So
I feel like both of us kind of do the same thing with our news anyways.
Yeah.
Like I said, I use a little bit of Fox, use a little bit of social media, and then I do get emails from Ground News, so I use that too. But I mean, those are the three main places I get my news from. But
yeah,
I think you're pretty similar. So
yep. So, those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think. Where do you get your news from? We'd love to hear in the comments section. You tell us where you get your news and,
call me out for watching Fox, whatever.
Yeah, call him out for watching Fox. Look at this old dude.
It's Fox Live. It's different.
Wait, real quick. Can we just did everyone just forget about CNN trying to launch their own app and then failing miserably?
I did not know about that.
Yeah.
What
CNN
happened?
tried to launch a CNN Plus. I think this was a year and a half ago now.
Oh God.
Failed horrendously.
Yeah, see, Fox has one. It's like Fox Nation.
Yeah, they tried to copy Fox Nation, and CNN was like, "We can do this too."
They don't have
and
they don't have the following for that.
No, and then no. I think they closed it within a month.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the problem with CNN is their target audience was young people, and young people aren't watching that anymore, so they probably didn't even know it existed. But anyways, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe, do the things, press the buttons.
Yeah, remember
leave comments.
Think critically.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Catch you next time.
Bye.